what are some of the cleansing practices that you advise your clients, your audience, so that these ladies and gentlemen are showing up as their physical best self in the bedroom?
Right. So first things first, everything that goes in your body is going to come out. So make sure that you drink enough water and things like that. Like, it sounds really simple, but I know that I be so busy sometimes. I didn't pick up a drink of water or eat all day, just like being on set, right? So it doesn't mean that you dirty or nasty. It means that you're busy and you need to remember yourself first, right? But second, when it comes to like your cleaning products, I know that there are some doctors that are like, well, you don't need any extra soap or products or anything. You just need warm water or whatever. I'm sorry. This is not warm water pussy. I'm sorry. I work out. I be moving around. Like, I don't like a little musk. I'm sorry. I don't. So for me, I use like feminine soap. You know what I'm saying? And it's very light. Like, it's so light that you can actually use it on your face. You know what I'm saying? You can also use it on children. You know, like, it's a great product to go like when your daughter starts her period, or like even for you. And I like it because it already combats the things that give women yeast infections and BV. So a lot of women, they'll take medicine, like over-the-counter medicine, and then they'll end up getting like BV or a yeast infection. Or their own period will give them a yeast infection. I have a product through like Sexual Essentials, my first company, and it's a yoni wash and a yoni oil, and those are two that I suggest people to use all the time. Like, you just put a little bit on your finger and like just kind of like finger it kind of through your lips and things like that, and your natural discharge will get rid of the extra. And so like that has stopped yeast infections in their tracks for me. Like, if I even feel a little bit of a little itch or something like that, I put that on and it's gone like by the next day. But also like for your period, a lot of women, their period stinks. Like, let's talk about it. Like, especially if you're not using all natural products or a cup, which a lot of women don't feel comfortable using yet. So they'll use that tampon still and things like that. Putting that yoni oil on the tampon, you'll have your period and you won't smell anything. Like, even when you're changing, like you're, doing your cleansing practices and things like that. And then the last thing is that your partner should be using the same soap on their genitals that you use on your genitals, you know? So also making sure that you're cleaning properly. You do not put soap actually in the vaginal canal, right? It should be going through the lips and the labias and things like that. And then also for some women, like, hair holds smell.
That was my next question.
Yeah, hair holds smell.
Hair or no hair? What's
I'm a no
position?
hair girly, but because like you could take all that shit, I would not be mad. Take it and put it on my edges, okay? Put it there. But for me, it's like, I don't like hair because it can hold smell. If you sweat, you're gonna get muskier or whatever faster. But don't get me wrong, like, pussy has a smell. So like, y'all, you can't clean away the smell of pussy. Just make sure that it's clean pussy. Like, pussy still smell like pussy.
Right. There's just degrees of
it. It's pheromones. Like, and honestly, after you masturbate, you should use your little pussy juice and like rub it right here and then go around your man and see how he at. We are absolutely animalistic creatures. So like a little dab right here and right here. Just watch.
I like that.
You know, for your man, don't be going around with your coochie juices out in public around everybody.
Please. So, I know that there are some people who may be a little afraid to have sex with themselves or sex outside of the institution of marriage, especially some of our ladies who would identify as religious. So what kind of advice do you give to women who would say that they are religious beings, and so masturbation or sex outside of marriage is just something that they don't want to do or afraid to do? What are your thoughts around that?
Well, at the end of the day, when it comes to masturbation, I'm going to talk about them separately. So masturbation is one thing, and then how you choose to embark on sex with somebody else is another thing. I don't know. I don't understand anything. I'm just very confused around there being laws around my body. So you lost me with that one. You know what I'm saying? So if you listen to this, I have no advice for you. At the end of the day, it's your body, and anything telling you to deny your body in 1 minute and saying that it's only worthy for someone else to touch it, no matter what you believe, you don't follow everything the religion says. It's not to knock anybody at their religion, but your ears probably pierce. You might curse. You might do different things. So don't pick and choose what you want to decide. At the end of the day, I am a spiritual woman, but also I have a faith in God for sure. Like, absolutely. But I also believe in multiple things. And more than anything, I believe in my body, my pleasure, and me feeling the most comfortable in that first. Because the only person that has to walk this life is me. Right? So there's that. You're going to have to take that how you will and get into that slowly, right? But feeling uncomfortable in your body is a real thing, you know, and we shame in religion. And I grew up in the church, we shame women to be uncomfortable. And then all of a sudden they're supposed to get married and pop out these babies. And it's like,
Where's
What?
the natural progression?
There's none at all. So there's that. When it comes to having sex before marriage, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have to test out that car before we drive off the lot. Like you would not buy a car without testing it. I'm not encouraging you to have sex before marriage, but I will say that I followed the steps. I did not move in. Back in the day, was married. We did not move in until after we were married, and I was big on it. I was like, no, I'm not moving in with anybody until I get married. Ask me now, and I wouldn't move in with everybody. But if we're talking about doing this forever, we need to live together first, because I'm very clear that marriage would have never happened had we possibly lived together for a year before.
Really?
Absolutely.
What was it in living together for X amount of time would have given you insight that you didn't have before?
Well, at the end of the day, no matter what, if you don't spend every day, wake up and go to sleep next to someone, and you're there around when they're having their mood swings, or when they're like, when they see you in your natural element, or like I found out that like I'm on the spectrum for ADHD, like those kind of things, you might find out that this person annoys you when you're around them for too long. Like you can like somebody and still know that I don't need to see them 2 days in a row. You know what I'm saying? And when you're dating, there's a balance between that. Even if you spend it every night together, they're going somewhere else and then you're coming somewhere else. There's a level of excitement to it. But when that honeymoon phase wears off, do you like me?